Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide. To my left, your right, Alisha's joining us. How you doing, Alisha?
I'm doing okay. Thank you.
Yeah. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. We're gonna be doing a little tribute tonight to our fallen friend, Paul Nelson. We'll talk
it's
about
a tough one.
This is because this isn't just some person that was just in the chat. We're very close with our chat. We're always talking with our chat. Paul had become someone who a lot of us befriended on social media. And he would message us and we'd message him back. He would talk to Trent at all hours. He actually had time to meet up with Trent in Hawaii a few years ago. Trent was out there with his girlfriend at the time, and they actually went to his house and broke bread with him, which I thought was so special. I thought that was amazing. This past January at Hard to Kill, he went to Vegas, his first TNA show. And
sorry.
And Bill and a bunch of his buddies who travel on the road, they go to all the TNA shows. They took time out of their day to meet up with him. And I thought that was so special. And I told Bill that in a private conversation with him, I said, thank you so much for doing that, because I was hoping I could do that someday. I really was hoping, and I didn't care where it was. Paul even traveled to different places in the U.S. depending on where. He was big on college Hawaii football. So whatever the big university is in Honolulu, I'm guessing here. I really don't know college ball, but he would come to the States like once a year, and he'd always message me and be like, "Hey, meet me in Michigan." And I'm like, "Dude, I can't. I'm sorry." And I felt. I feel so bad that I didn't do that now, because you always think, well, there's always going to be a chance somewhere down the road where you're going to, meet someone, or have the time to, break bread with them, have it, whatever, just meet up with them. And
the trouble is, you think you have time, and you really don't.
Yeah, you just never know. You really never know when your time is up. And so it's, and I say this so much on here, like, hey, hug someone, talk to your friends you haven't talked to in a while, because if you don't and you lose that chance, you're gonna be kicking yourself down the road. You really are. And but yeah, just I'm seeing all the love for Paul in the chat. So yeah, put some flowers, emojis, whatever, share a lovely thought about Paul in the chat, be greatly appreciated. Paul, you're gonna be missed, yes. Man. This crew loved you. This audience loved you because you always brought the love to all of us. We felt it every single week.
Absolutely.
Anything else, Alisha, you want to?
I'm just scrolling through the chat, and I just want to say thank you for everybody's kind words towards Paul. But as usual, it's already noticeable. His comments, they're always such a big part of the show every week. It's just sad. Very sad.
Yeah. I could jokingly say, be like, yeah, he was first in, first out, because he'd leave partway through or whatever.
Yeah.
So depending on what, because he's over in Hawaii, which is still feels like the other side of the world when you look at a map. It's oh man, now he's definitely farther away.
Until next time, Paul.
Yeah, until we see you again, man. You will be missed. All
You're
right,
right, J-Bone.
Yeah, we'll be all right. I got some box of Kleenex around here somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right. It's normal, man. This is a tough one, like I said.
When I was really sick as a dog the other day, let me tell you, man, there's nothing like a good sinus cleansing than a good cry. Let me tell you. So, man, thank you everyone for bringing the love. Thank you so much. We love you, Paul. We'll miss you. All right, we want to switch gears here. I see that there is a super chat from Bell's Boy. I'll just read it out loud here while you're scrolling through stuff.
Go ahead.
Says, hello. So Nick Nemeth will face Maclin for the IWGP Global title at Sacrifice. Swerve Strickland got swerved on Dynamite. He did. Sean Spears is back in the E. That's an interesting one because he's actually a local champion here in Wisconsin. And rest in peace to Ollie Anderson and Virgil and Paul Nelson and Richard Lewis. Yeah, Richard Lewis too.
It happens in threes, huh?
Well, in our case, a little bit more than that. But and I know there was a couple more I saw online as far as wrestlers passing away, but I would think there's more on the independent scene. So I'm really not familiar with them, so I wasn't going to bring them up. But I'm sure someone knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. So
real quick, this is bad timing, but my computer blacked out. I got to reboot.
No. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Do what you got to do. But thank you for letting me know.
Yes. Sorry.
That's all right. We'll bring it back in here in a minute. Go ahead. It's okay. So thank you, Bell's Boy. And then I saw we had some bits here from Rayline and Twitch. So yeah, our Twitch members, yes, we still love you. There may not be many of you, but we still do love you. And yes, and thank you. I'm scrolling through here and yeah, just all the love for Paul. What? Thank you. Well, she's frozen there. Okay. Well, we'll get her back in here. Good old Alisha. Dr. Gerbs. Here we go. Another super chat. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Tickets secured for the 22nd on the entryway. So we'll possibly see me hoping to make it both days, wondering who of my Mad Cat crew I'll see That is Crazy Steve, Myers, Josh Alexander, Skyler, and Delirious. Is Delirious still part of the company, or is he like just more like behind the scenes? I don't know. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill's boy. Thank you. So yeah, great to see that you're hitting getting to the show. Awesome. Anna with a super sticker. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you for the love. But most of all, make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications. Coach Keith says, yeah, Delirious is a producer. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't realize that. Like I didn't know if that was like a trial thing or what. But yeah, last I heard, I think that's what I heard. So yeah. Says, did you see Josh Alexander interview after TNA resigned him for 1 year? I saw part of an interview, just a couple minutes of it. It was one with Denise Salcedo. So I didn't watch like the whole thing. I don't know if you're talking about a different one. I did hear that he was they took the option to re-sign him or whatever. Mr. Rosario, hello. Good to see you in here. But yeah, so I do want to cover the other our other fallen heroes. Honey, can you grab that out of the microwave? I'm sorry I forgot it. Because your husband's an idiot. I went to go reheat something and then forgot it because I'm an idiot. Lots on my mind. Just love me. Thank you. Little snack. All right. Oh my goodness, the chat. So goofy. All right. Ole Anderson. Probably the least out of the two I really can say anything about, just because he was part of like the first version of the Four Horsemen. I'm pretty sure that I was watching the version of the Four Horsemen that had, oh gosh, I can't, I'm going to say Barry Windham was like one of the regular guys. And it was one of those things over the years where you think about Ole Anderson and Arn Anderson, and it's like, I just some things I'm just ignorant to. I don't know. It's like, are they actually related? Are they actually brothers? Are they cousins? I don't know. So if anybody and I'm sorry if that's like a billion people know and I'm the last one that doesn't know, I'm sorry. I just like I said, Ole was a little before my time as far as watching it as a fan. It was everyone else that was a member of the Four Horsemen after him. Courtney says, no relation, J-Bone. Okay. Here's Alisha. There's a boop. There we go. And she's back.
Hey.
Yeah.
I still haven't had stuff and look at my computer yet, so.
Okay. All right. Well, so far, so good. All right, so Bell's boy here says, yes, Ole founded the original Four Horsemen with Arn, Tully Blanchard, Ric Flair, J.J. Dillon as their manager. Okay, but no, they're not related. Okay. See, that's just an easy assumption, you know? Did you know about that, Alisha?
What?
Or am I the only one that didn't know.
I'm walking in blind. What's going on here?
That Ole and Arn weren't even related.
I didn't know.
You just assume they're related, right?
I wouldn't have even thought anything of it.
Right. Right.
I don't just look at people and be like, they're related, they're cousins. I don't know.
Right.
Never would have made the connection.
They look alike. They're all drinking beer. They're definitely related.
I guess if you put it in those terms, everybody who drinks the beer is related.
The beer drinkers.
Hey, fam. So I like watery beer. Just saying.
I grew up on Pabst. You know what
Charlie Double Hands with the Pabst Blue Ribbon, bud. Tall boys.
There you go. So yeah. A legendary guy in the biz. Beyond what he did with the Four Horsemen, I can't tell you. I'm sorry. I just, like I said, a little before my time. And Virgil. Virgil, an iconic character in the world of professional wrestling. Most of us know him as $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase's, I guess you could say, muscle, money handler. He throws some hundreds at some poor kids trying to do a trick on stage, and then Ted DiBiase would kick the ball away from him and go, ha, 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 ha.
That laugh.
Yes, that maniacal laugh. I saw Virgil in plenty of funny things over the years related to wrestling, that he was always, I don't know, something about the meat sauce. I don't know. That was his thing. You know how Ric Flair and Space Mountain and Longest Ride, whatever. There was something with Virgil and the meat sauce. I don't know.
It's a mystery.
But man, 61. Wow, young, too young. I haven't heard any details as far as health issues or anything like that. All I've heard is that his health declined recently or something to that effect. So rest in peace to Ole and Virgil. And who else were they talking about? Oh, Richard Lewis passed away.
The comedian, right?
Actor, comedian. Yeah.
That's actually, wow.
Yeah, quite the number of people. Jeez.
Well, I mean, every day, unfortunately, that is a way of life, but it's just a bummer, man.
Yeah.
It's always a bummer.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll switch gears again. Rest in peace to all of them. Now let's talk about some news. Some big news that broke during the show tonight live. And they put it on social media. Let's see if I can get the visual here real quick. This is a lovely visual right here. Look at this. TNA signs Hammerstone.
Big deal.
That is. I love it.
It's a real big deal.
Man, I'm like, man, a lot of emotions going into what we're doing tonight. I needed something to flip it over. I needed, I really did, because I love Hammerstone. I loved what he did in MLW. World champ over there. So I can't wait to see what he does, because he had a great, what I guess you consider it a tryout match during Hard to Kill with Josh Alexander.
It's an impressive dude right there.
And well, we're getting that again. We're getting Josh Alexander versus Hammerstone part 2 and in Sacrifice. So no complaints there.
No. It's gonna be wild.
Now is that let me just quick look at the events page here, make sure I got Friday, March 8th. Okay, so it is Friday. Okay, so 24 hours after the next episode of TNA. Okay. And lots more updates on that card. They got the page updated now, which is good. We found out at No Surrender who the new number 1 contender is Eric Young. He's going to face Moose, which is going to be great.
Yeah.
Nemeth is going to be facing Maclin, I believe, for Nemeth's newly won New Japan Pro Wrestling, I'm going to say Global Championship, I believe is what it is. Man, they have a lot of titles. And like I said, Josh Alexander versus Hammerstone 2. Knockouts have a world title match announced. We'll get into more of the details of how that came about later, but Jordan Grace versus Tasha Steelz versus Zaya Brookside.
I knew it.
Triple threat.
I had a feeling.
Love it. 6-man tag team clash here. We got Team Mustafa Ali. I'll just call it Team Ali. We got Ali and the Good Hands versus Chris Sabin and Kushida and Kevin Knight. We got to come up with a team name for them just for shits and giggles. This is, of course, and so much more. Yeah, that's a hell of a card so far. I mean, granted, yeah, it's got a week, but still, it's
pretty stacked, if you ask me.
I'm loving it. I am loving it, just like McDonald's. Also news. I just happened to see this on the news page on TNA Wrestling.com that TNA Wrestling championship matches confirmed for StarCast Down Under this April in Australia. Holy cow.
It's a big deal.
Now, they were down in Australia before, right? At least I think they were.
Last year, I believe.
Okay.
I cannot remember for how long, but it was a brief stint at a local promotion.
Right. They sent like a handful of the roster down there or something.
Yeah. I imagine that's what they'll probably do with this as well.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's good. You know, I think it's good. It's get the ball rolling, going international. It's the smart thing to do.
So, but yeah, as more information comes out about that, we'll be following that closely. Let's see. Ocean Pro Wrestling in Australia says, sorry. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yes, Courtney, thank you. I've heard some rumblings that Tama Tonga has left New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't heard anything like significant from any significant source, but it looks like he's heading to the WWE?
Not my promotion. Don't really know. Couldn't tell you.
I hear you. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are assuming he's going to go with the bloodline. Mayor Neeson in the chat thinks he may be reuniting with Gallows and Anderson. I tell you what, I'd actually love to see that. That is the OG Bullet Club right there.
So he's got some options: Bullet Club or the Dynasty,
Bloodline.
The Bloodline.
Yeah, because if AJ is leaving his buddies, and if the Judgment Day is gonna be, let's just say Judgment Day is probably gonna be breaking up within the next few months. That's just big guessing on my part. All the stuff would align for Balor to realign with Gallows and Anderson, bring in Tama Tonga, and you got your original Bullet Club right there.
That's what's up. I guess
from Japan. It doesn't get any bigger than that.
But that means that they would be reuniting with Finn Balor. He goes by now.
Yeah,
not Prince Devin.
No, they still call him like Prince once in a while.
He's still with that other group?
Judgment Day, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judgment Day, like the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Do they still do that one? I don't even know.
Once in a while they'll bring back a classic one, but they'll throw it on. They'll throw it towards NXT. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, so Impact.
Yeah.
TNA. Let's talk it.
Yeah. There's the worldwide speculation conversation. That's it. That's all you get. We'll catch more of that this Saturday over on my other podcast, Ramblers Unleashed. That'll be a nice little discussion to have with the guys. See what they have to say about all that. All right. Yeah, we'll start with the show here. Because I can't think of any other news. That's enough news.
Yeah.
All right.
News you lose.
Yeah. February 29th, leap year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, leap year.
Well, there's leap year. Get an extra day.
Did anyone in the chat sound off? And I'll ask you this too, Alisha. Did anyone do anything special or anything different for leap year day?
No.
No?
If you didn't notice that, I didn't realize what day it was until you just said that. I'm like, oh, okay, it's an extra day of the year, and I blew it.
All right.
I failed.
I didn't even know if we were going to get mail today. I thought it was like,
like a national holiday.
Right, yeah. Put it right up there with Martin Luther King or something. I don't know. That's how much I know. Shows up once every 4 years. Did anyone in the chat do anything special for leap year?
A whole lot of no's. A whole lot of no's.
Well,
what do you do? You leap over stuff? What do you leap? What do you do for leap day? Is that a thing?
Here's the thing. Everyone is so wound up in social media. You do something, you throw it on social media. You go out to eat, take a selfie of that amazing plate of food you got from said restaurant. All these little things you do, you're going to get reminded on social media somewhere down the line. if you do something on a leap year day, there's a good chance said app will not remind you at least for another 4 years what you did today.
Yep.
So
here's a good one. What the hell is a leap day?
It's just every 4 years, February has an extra day.
There you go.
Don't ask me why.
Look into people who are born on leap day. That's always a fun rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, they're
younger than they look.
Hilarious, right? Yeah, it's 20 years old. They're 20 years after they're born. They're celebrating their 4th birthday.
Yeah.
I'm only 4 years
a
old.
lot of people have to either pick a day before or after as their birthday. It's like the 28th or... Anyway.
How do you do that? Yeah.
Leap day.
Yeah. Norbert says, well, Haku is not biologically related to The Rock. Okay, that goes back to the Tamatanga discussion. No, he's not, but a lot of people could just, brush that one under the rug and be like, hey, bloodline, and no one would blink. I'm just saying. Anyways. All right. So we start out hot tonight. On this episode of TNA, we got Speedball Mike Bailey versus Maclin. Speedball has Trent 7 in his corner. Maclin has a couple of rascals in his corner.
Scandalous.
In some interesting gear. They're not wearing the typical rascal stuff. They're wearing stuff for Steve Maclin.
Are they like fanboys now?
I think they're kind of joining his army is what it kind of looks like. Yeah, because they had like fatigues on and like a white shirt and I don't know.
I gotta say that little Stevie Boy and surprisingly Speedball were beating the ever-living shit out of each other in the start of this thing.
Oh, they did. They brought it. Absolutely brought it. Loved it. This is obviously keeping, Maclin looking strong while someone's away. But wait, at the end of the match, we get a message from Nick Nemeth up on the screen saying that he's coming back with the championship and he's going to defend it against Maclin at Sacrifice. And Nemeth has a hell of a shiner. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to find footage of that match. I really do want to see that one. That was Nick Nemeth versus David Finlay.
He won the belt from Finlay, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. And he's gonna come back.
He's gonna bring the belt with, and he's gonna defend it over here.
Oh, things just got interesting in the Nick Nemeth corner, huh?
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Wow.
I also gotta say, I mean, I know he's not a part of TNA, he's part of MLW, but Matt Riddle also won some gold in that show as well.
Oh yeah,
like a TV championship, I want to say. I don't know who he beat, but
cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah. So But yeah, great start to the episode. And then we've got Gia Miller surrounded by a bunch of security people trying to get poor Gia just getting swallowed up by security. Apparently, Kaz, because of his actions last week at No Surrender, he is now suspended.
Which we saw coming from a mile away. We were all saying it at the pay-per-view, how you put your hands on the ref, that's either a $300,000 fine or you're suspended. And a $3,000 fine.
Yeah, so as far as I know,
consequences.
Actions have consequences.
Yeah,
That's not the only time we've heard that in this show.
But I gotta say this: thumbs down to Santino for sending poor Gia into the wolf's den to deliver the news that he's suspended. What's up with that, Santino?
Yeah, that's
the boo. I didn't like that. She's an interviewer, not your messenger, because you're scared.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
No, I agree 1,000%. No, I didn't like that either. Yeah, I mean, Kaz even called him out. It's like, what are you doing sending her? You got something to tell me, come tell me,
She looks like an innocent baby. Leave her alone.
Yeah, I mean, she's tough, but come on.
It's not her job. It's not her job. Like, where's he been that he couldn't deliver the news himself? Like, really?
Samanica.
I'm calling it out. I didn't like that.
Not a good move there.
Hey, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
It's not very
that's not the more
Costa Azul of you, buddy.
What she said. But I'm sure he's gonna show up at Sacrifice. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that he's gonna screw Eric Young out of that title shot. Somehow, some way. It's gonna happen. I know.
Not very serotonin of him, I'm just saying.
I don't write it, but I can see it a mile away. Just saying. Then we get the Laredo Kid versus Jake something. Pleasantly surprised to see this match going on. Some different faces from the X division, which I think this is pretty much Jake something representing X division.
Here, move over, bub. Both the cats are here.
Oh.
Yeah, move. You're hugging the limelight from the other one.
They're so excited for the TNA. Are they going to wrestle for us?
No. God, no.
No? Okay.
If this one's laying down, she ain't doing shit. She is planted for the evening.
Y'all can wrestle by yourself.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Laredo Kid versus Jake something?
It's just a good match. It's just fun, and we love to see Jake something doing his impressive evolution.
The evolution.
What do I add on to that? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And I keep wanting to call his finish the Black Hole Slam because that's what it is, but his finish is called Into the Void.
Into the Void.
And I said during the live reaction, so for those of you that don't know, I actually did a live reaction today.
Oh, wow.
I haven't done one in a couple months. It's just, one of those things.
Life, man. Catches up.
It's all you gotta say. That's what it is. It's life. I think I said something to the effect of Into the Void. I'm like, it sounds like a 90s metal band.
I was gonna say like Black Hole Sun.
Something.
Because you call it the Black Hole Slam, and so I'm like, oh, Black Hole Sun. Oh, very 90s.
Yeah.
Be cool, like the something sauce, or I don't know.
Now, I
But he's
want to
not
get
the
your
sauce
thoughts.
wizard, so it doesn't make sense.
I want to get your thoughts on this next segment. I was a little confused by what was all happening because it was like visually, it was really like just wild.
Is this the Rosemary Havoc thing?
Yes.
I was visually wowed by it too. That I'm not sure I could give it much analytical depth to it, but
Okay.
it's my babies.
Yeah, I put down Decay doing some voodoo stuff.
Well, yeah, because they were referencing Marie Laveau and Papa Legba, which are voodoo icons in New Orleans. You know, just getting in the spirit of things. Maybe they're getting in the spirit of being in New Orleans and doing a little magic, a little voodoo to get those belts back. Maybe. Oh.
Maybe adding to the team. Maybe. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard some people comment in the chat saying they didn't like the way that the tag titles are going back and forth, and it's like, well,
I don't care. I love a hot potato. You know how long it's been since we've had something like this?
I was gonna say it has been a while.
I don't care. No. I don't care.
Don't care.
Because you know me, I'm such an asshole that I get really bored when someone holds the belts for too long because there's only so much you could do in those scenarios before it's like, oh, okay, they've got the belt again. I'm sure they're going to win. They're going to keep winning. You know what I mean? At least this way now it brings a little suspense, a little surprise to the matches where it's like it could change because they're strong tag teams. There's nothing wrong with hot potatoing.
Right.
Hot.
Right. As long as the matches are good, you know, and there's like some rhyme or reason down the line, I'm indifferent, you know.
I love to see it.
Yeah. So, okay. So they're calling me out in the chat here. I'm a little out of order here in my notes.
No.
Oh yeah, it's
whoopsies.
Yeah, just
hey, you guys, it's been a night, right? It's been a couple of days, to be fair.
Yeah. So, pardon the professionalism here. So after Laredo Kid and Jake something, we got the sound check, which this was great. Because Khan just looked like he didn't give two F's or any F's. Angel's doing the sound check and he's trying to interview Khan. Khan is like, look, I'm the baddest mofo on this roster. And just nothing that Angels was giving Khan just made any difference to him. And then all of a sudden PCO appeared out of nowhere and they started fighting and big clash and lights out. So it was fun.
Angels went flying, didn't he?
Yeah. He got thrown by Khan. So he's probably going to show up next week.
He got thrown by Khan? I thought it was PCO.
Oh, maybe it was PCO.
I think it was PCO who tossed him because then Khan was like, just watched him go. Then looked like he was, we used to be friends, but no, I'm my own man now. And then he
got thrown by one of them. It all happened.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah.
Well, Angel's proving every week that he can indeed fly. It's good to know with his namesake.
Right? He's probably going to show up in at least half a body cast next week, which would be appropriate. It's kind of limping around or something. I can't wait. Give him a little comedic effort here. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Okay. Next we got the in-ring debut on TNA of AJ Francis. He's tagging with Diener. It's interesting. Versus Rich Swann and Joe Hendry. Thoughts on this crazy tag?
God, can you go first for this? I want to hear what you have to say. Because I feel
sure.
like I've already been kind of a little shit tonight. Go first. Go first.
That's why we love you.
That's why I have a job. Someone's got to be an asshole, and it's me. Who's got two thumbs and it's an asshole.
Oh no, it's that bitch.
I'm a genuine. See you next Tuesday.
Read the initials. AJ Francis in the ring. Okay, so let's rewind a little bit. So like when he debuted, and you were the one person that was like, "Hey, I'll give him a chance. We'll see what this guy's all about. Let's see what happens." So here he is. He's in the ring, and he's just kind of doing his stuff. And I was hoping for something a little more. I know he's not like a 5-star guy. I know he's not a 5-star guy. But I was like, well, okay. Let's see what we got here. He was nowhere near the finisher, which was interesting because I thought he was going to, break it up at the end, slide in. No. AJ Francis is not a guy that slides in. No, he's a guy that kind of falls over the top rope and that's it. You're not going to see him again. So Rich Swann and Joe Hendry got the win on this one. I don't know how this is going to affect the team of AJ Francis and Diener. If this is, like Diener's still all in on the whole, hey, you need someone like me. What do you think?
You know what? I don't even know because it was just it didn't slap the way I feel like it should have slapped. I feel like they were on a kind of Joe Hendry. I can't even get the words out. I just don't know. This doesn't change how I feel about anything, but it just like it was a little lackluster in the sense that what direction. I know this happens a lot, but like, what was the reason?
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
And anyway, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. All right. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are like that, like just kind of like,
Something. Okay, let me try to compartmentalize this. Something is missing. Does that make any sense? Just something's.
Oh, sure.
Maybe Absolutely. It's the guy with the laptop. Maybe it's something else.
The guy with the. Oh, that's right. The DJ. What's his neck? Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, Impact always is planning ahead with these things. Obviously, there's things to come, but I question sometimes.
Yeah. Dr. Curbs. Who Kid? Yeah, DJ Who Kid. I personally prefer DJ What's His Neck better, but I think that's his government name. What's his neck? But yeah, this was definitely missing something. Interesting team up of Joe Hendry and Rich Swann too.
It would make sense, I guess. But you know me, I'm not exactly Joe Hendry's biggest fan over here, so of course I'm gonna cringe a little.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Yeah. Let's see. We talked
careful,
about.
He's gonna come in this house and ruin my life. He might hear us.
Oh no!
Just go steal my husband or something. I don't know.
Oh boy. Okay, then there was the Decay segment we talked about.
Back in order.
Right, now we're back in order. Here we go. Yeah, let's go. Josh Alexander backstage with Gia Miller. They get interrupted by Dango and Alpha Bravo and Oleg Proteus. And they're trying to put over Dango. So Dango doesn't like professional wrestling, but he has a new professional wrestling school.
Do you get Napoleon Dynamite vibes off of this? Like, at all?
Gosh.
Tina, come get your freaking dinner.
Sign up for the school. God.
I need my chapstick. My lips hurt real bad. It's just, honestly, it's just the way he talks, but I just...
How many tots to get into the wrestling school? I have a pocket full of tots. Let me wrestle. God. And Oleg Proteus is just going to sit there with, like, an armful of tots. Like, this is my job now. I collect the tots from the children.
What is his job?
I think that's to be determined. He's not the Alpha Bravo. That's for damn sure.
We do love Bravo. Big fan.
And then, of course, they were trying to talk about the email at the bottom of the screen, which never appeared, which just made me giggle. I'm like
a deliberate.
I'm like, that email better not appear. Good. Okay, good. Good follow through there. I appreciated that. I really did.
Oh,
but basically, all in all, this ended in Josh Alexander saying, "Oh, so what I'm getting is you're looking for an opponent," and Dango's kind of like, "No, we're trying to get students for the school." And Josh is like, "All right, well, I got some free time next week. I'll meet you in the ring." And everyone's just like, "Oh shit, that's not how this is supposed to go." So we're getting Dango and Josh Alexander next week, but right before Sacrifice. I
want Dango to win.
You want what?
I want Dango to win. Is that bad?
No, it's not bad. You might want to question your priorities in life a little bit.
They're not. Hey, you know what? They're not good. They're not good at all.
I feel like I opened up a whole new can of worms there. We'll continue. Good Hands coming down to the ring for the inaugural celebration.
The Good Buns is what I'm going to start calling them.
The good what?
The Good Buns, because they all got their man bun in triplets with Mr. Mustafa Ali. The Good Buns.
It's the inaugural.
They're Good Buns.
Party. Good.
And I'm actually talking about hair buns, guys. I just need you to.
Yes. I got
Stay with me here.
It took me a second here,
Well, you did know, like, what? The good what? The Good Buns.
What happened, Alisha?
And I'm not talking about their biscuits. I don't know, dude. I'm weird.
You wanted to butter the what? Anyways.
I'm not trying to butter anything, okay?
Okay. All right.
I'm a lady.
Just putting that out. She's a lady. Whoa. She's a lady. All right. Whew. Mustafa Ali's inaugural celebration of becoming X Division champion. I love this segment, and I love that the crowd is behind Ali. Number one.
Yes.
I'm glad they are. But it's really interesting how they wrote this segment out. They wrote it typical, heel, baby face. Like the heels are taking over the ring. They're going to get pelted with, rotten vegetables, rotten fruit. They're going to boo the politicians. And here come the baby faces to chase away the heel, politicians, That's what I feel like they were really aiming for. And they kind of got away with it, but they really didn't, because Mustafa Ali is really over. Even with the good hands behind him, he is really over.
Stefan had a good observation. Into him, Mustafa Ali is a face, and Chris Sabin's the heel.
In this segment, he really was.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of jerks. I'm just gonna say.
It's just interesting to see how this all played out, because I'm like watching this and I'm reacting to it. I'm like booing Chris Sabin. I'm like, how dare you interrupt Mustafa Ali's celebration? Because it was hands down, everyone was happy to see Mustafa Ali, no matter how big, heelish it looked, with all of his men in black around him, security, whatever you want to call, which they were completely pointless in this entire segment. They didn't do a damn thing. Which made it kind of funny. The good handstand, but
the good buns
did not.
It's the good buns. No, it's the good buns.
The good buns. I'm sorry.
The good buns.
Good buns.
Thank you.
Get that on a t-shirt.
And it should be like Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody with all of the buns and the shadows. The good buns.
There you go. Yeah. or like men with hair buns, like a silhouette.
Yeah.
So it's not like mistaken like buns, right? Yeah.
Good buns.
Yeah. I like it.
I don't know what kind of buns you're thinking about, but
no, I'm all for the whole hair bun thing. I can't do it. Good on them. Hey,
when Stefan had long hair, I always tried to get him to do it, but he hated putting his hair up. So what could I do?
Why would you make a man do that?
Because it was hot on him.
Some men can really pull it off. I mean, shit, Jason Momoa. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you can't compare mortal men to a god. Jeez. It's impossible. No, really, I don't think he's that attractive, but okay.
What? Really? All right, I'll just.
You see, here's the crazy thing about women is that we all have preferences, and he is not mine.
Oh, All right. Well, like I said, I'll just fanboy over here all by myself. It's all good. All good.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry to rain on your Jason Momoa love parade. You know, toot toot. Enjoy.
I fell asleep during his latest movie. I felt so bad. I was so excited to see it.
What movie?
The new
Shockwoman.
Aquaman. Yeah, the new Aquaman one.
Boo.
Where he
I know.
rescues his brother and he has to rescue his fam. And
I didn't see the first one, so no point. The only like comic book thing that I've watched recently that I thought was really good was Peacekeeper, and I don't even like John Cena, but holy shit, that shit was hilarious.
That's on my list. I want to see that one.
Peacekeeper or Peacemaker?
Oh wait, you're talking about the DC series.
The DC series, that was hilarious. I don't know if they're gonna film any more of that, but Vigilante
I
made
heard
that show.
Season 2 is. I heard season 2 is coming eventually. Yeah.
Good.
I'm actually a big fan of what John Cena's been doing lately. I like his comedic work because it's like really out there. It's so not PG at all. It's ridiculous. So, all right. Back to the man buns. So yeah, Sabin and Kushida and Kevin Knight crash the party. Mustafa is mad. I'm just gonna cut to the promo he did shortly after that. He said, and this is the second time we've actually brought this up, but he said actions have consequences.
Oh, them's fighting words if I've ever heard them.
Right. Look out. The man buns are loose. I love this just quick out of nowhere after this whole thing, disrupting the party of Mustafa Ali. And then all of a sudden the concierge is coming out there like, wait, I have this huge announcement.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like, oh, I wonder what it could be. So he brings out Ash by Elegance, and she's looking lovely. She's looking great. And the big announcement is next week we are going to be witnessing her second match.
Well, aren't we blessed?
I
feel like it's a little ray of sunshine from heaven shining on us peasants.
I tell you, it's what a time to be alive. Seriously.
You're telling me, buddy. She's just blinding.
Absolutely going to be a highlight of
heavenly light.
Yes, that too.
I love that we're just playing into the gimmick. Like, wow, oh my God, that is an angel on earth. Like, it just doesn't even matter. Bless me, Ash by Elegance.
The clouds shifted and
cleanse me of my sins.
It's Ash.
We should be so lucky to see a goddess wrestle. I don't know. Sorry, I lost it.
No, that was going great. That was great.
No, I'm serious though. I'm really excited she's here. She's doing fun stuff.
The concierge is the icing on the cake though in this. I love it. All right, so we get a number one contenders match next. Tasha Steelz versus Zaya Brookside. Kind of like a rubber match because they both won one against each other. So now we got to figure out who's going to go to Sacrifice. And we get one of my most unfavorite things when it comes to professional wrestling. What did we get?
I don't know. What did we get? Jesus. Surprised me. What?
We got a double count out.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said for some reason. I had a feeling that this is kind of the way it was gonna go, and then I was like, right as they counted out, I'm like, oh, watch, it's gonna end up being a triple threat, and then Jordan comes out and is like, yeah, it's a triple threat now.
Yeah.
Although I was saying to Stefan, I was like, but the triple threat is really going to be 2 against her with one arm tied behind her back. And she's going to mollywop the both of them.
She could.
She wouldn't put it past her. She could. It's a woman I would never start talking shit to because I know she would roll me up like a basketball and throw me through a hoop. It just would be no effort.
Why does Alisha look like a pretzel? What happened to her? Oh, Jordan Grace got a hold of her.
She talked shit, got hit. I would never.
Right. So does that mean that neither one of them wanted to win this because they were going to have to fight Jordan Grace?
I just think they. Well, clearly, J-Bone, they got carried away. And even though the ref was counting basically right in their ears, right. They just got too caught up in the mood, and now they both got to fight Jordan, and I'm kind of hoping Tasha gets it, but I think Miss Jordan Grace is going strong.
She's on a roll. She's doing amazing things in this company. She really is.
She's a good representation of a face of a company for the female side of things. You know what I mean? She's well spoken. I mean, again, we talk about it every so often, but the evolution of Jordan Grace in TNA Impact has been a sight to behold, and it's fun to be a part of witnessing her journey to where she is now, to where she's come from.
Right.
There's never anything to sneeze at. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything like that, but like she's just who she is, her confidence, everything. It's just been a delight.
Right, and in the way she does things for women on social media for self-esteem. That's it. It's a big self-esteem. Always trying to like lift each other up, she's always doing programs like that, which I think is amazing. It's, we need more of that.
Oh, here's a question.
How long, Aaron Jack, good evening. Aaron Jack, good to see you. How long has Grace been in TNA now? I want to say like 2017, 2018.
I would give it 2018, 2019 is critical.
Okay.
Critical. I was just gonna say is critical in the room.
Criticals here.
You're asking me to remember numbers. That doesn't work. But I was gonna say because 2017 is when like Taya and Johnny and that whole wave of people came in, like Sammy. Yeah. Or was Sammy more 2018? And it was just the other guys of OVE who came in first. Because I know they were 2017. They all got hired around the same time. So
the OVE guys got hired first. Sammy came in shortly after that as a surprise, and then they all gelled together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wild time in TNA. It was a lot of fun. A lot of new faces came in with the defunct Lucha Underground. Critical Sting says, can we not talk about 2017?
Oh, here's a fun one. J-Bone,
Oh.
wrestling fans can be dicks. Just ask Maxine Dupree. Hey, Mir, ask any woman in the community, the business, any part of it. Yeah, the wrestling fans can be dicks.
Yeah. I did hear about that story. I can briefly touch on it. So it was at a house show where she's wrestling with other women, and apparently as she was leaving, she was getting booed out of the building. I don't know how she did in the match. I can't comment on that, so I'm not going to assume anything, but clearly seeing from what I see of what
Go ahead. I'll say it after.
All I was going to say is from what I'm seeing on TV, she's clearly trying to improve her wrestling skills. She's not wrestling on TV all the time. She's doing a lot of valeting, which is fine. But then when she does have a chance to get in a match, usually it's short but sweet. And I think down the line, given, good, some good training, I think she'll really make something of herself. I believe it. And she's got great people that surround her. So go ahead, Alisha.
Don't blame her for what that business makes her do, knowing she isn't at a wrestling level. It's not her fault. It's like any other girl who they put her in, like, I feel like the one of the few of the onlys who actually successfully turned that around was Naomi, aka Trinity. She came in as a valet, and this happens to a lot of the women. They come out of the training program before they've properly been vetted, you know what I mean? And then they have to learn as they go. And unfortunately, for the longest time, and even kind of now, the WWE women's scene is very limited on matches, ring time, like all of it. So, she's doing her best. It's not her fault. Yeah. WWE really has to stop bringing people who aren't ready into the ring.
I think it's gotten better over the years, but yeah, I completely agree with you.
If that's what if they're doing that to her still and it's 2024, like, come on, like you gotta pick someone else who was more trained, and then you don't see that happening because that sucks for her.
Yeah.
She's doing her best. You leave her alone. Here's a fun one. I actually just saw Mickey Knuckles over the weekend.
I am not familiar with that name.
I know her as a deathmatch wrestler.
Oh, okay.
So.
When was...
I'm going to look it up. Critical?
Critical. When was Mickey Knuckles?
TNA. Mickey Knuckles. Oh, excuse me. TNA. Hang on.
That sounds like an East Coast thing.
Midwest.
Mickey Knuckles.
Oh, here we go. 39.
Critical Sting says the Mike Levi incident doesn't leave a good image of Mickey Knuckles in my head.
Yeah, understandable. But that's critical. That I think you should know that in wrestling, a lot of your faves have done the same to people. Just saying.
No.
Wrestling, like, people, I feel like sometimes people get this image of wrestling that it's professional, it's clean cut, and nobody writes checks on people's asses, and unfortunately, that's not the case. Yeah. Shoot wrestling, shoot situations are a lot more common than you think.
Yeah, it was great to see all the support that she did get from her fellow co-workers all the way up to like Rhea Ripley and such. Mm-hmm. So they all came out on social media to lift her up, which was great. This is what she needs. It's, she's going to have pitfalls. She's going to have highs. She's going to have lows. when that happens, you really do need your coworkers to be there for you, and they were. So that was great to see. You know, there was a positive, there was a silver lining at, you know, around that cloud. So
yeah. Okay, real quick, she was briefly in TNA 2016.
Oh, okay.
And then real quick, 2016 was a return to. I'm not really sure what follows. Oh, wait, 2008. Okay, sorry.
No, it's all right. So, all right, and then it looks like real quick here, it looks like Rhino wants a rematch. So I'm guessing Rhino's going to get a rematch against Crazy Steve for the digital media title.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, right. That crazy son bitch. And then main event time. We got Eric Young and ABC versus the System. Moose, Myers, and Edwards with Lish out there.
You go first, J-Bone.
It was a fun match. It was really it was interesting to see the System cut the ring in half and really give it to the guys like Ace Austin, who was just trying like hell to get out of the corner or get a tag in, and nope. we're gonna sucker punch everyone else and drag you back to the corner and give you what for again. This is the first time I think that the System was out there all looking like they really were a group together. And I've talked about that before. It's like, not everyone has to have matching gear, but like, at least you got a similar color scheme. Like it's like black and silver was the running thing here. You know, Lish had a black and silver dress on. Eddie Edwards had a black and silver like hooded trench coat along with his gear. He had the System shirt on. Mike Myers, black and silver. Moose, black and silver trunks on. So yeah, across the board, they all look like they really, they looked like a crew now. So, which is good to see. No interference from Kaz. So, that was Wrestling 101. Someone gets suspended. They show up at the end of the show, usually to cause some kind of shenanigans. We didn't get that. So that was actually nice to see. I was surprised. The System just did what they do best,
Be a well-oiled machine, which is what you want to see in a stable.
Right.
It's like I always say, the only way you can really counter something like that is by forming an opposing stable that is just as adequate. And, hodgepodge teams don't really do so well in these situations, unfortunately. And we did see that tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, it just shows Eric Young is definitely one of the top baby faces in the company right now, which is kind of strange to think about, but it's true. It's
Eric Young is awesome no matter what.
Yeah, we love Eric. He's still going. Guy, he's been with the company on and off for how many years, and he's still just kicking ass and taking names.
You still got it.
It's amazing to see. But yeah, anything else about this episode you wanted to touch on?
Just another observation is that how quick these shows seem to go by when you're watching them since it's turned over to the TNA name. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean in the sense that there's so much going on and it's flowing so well that that's what, that you don't feel like you're sitting there for 2 hours or, depending on what you're watching, an hour and a half. if you're on the YouTube.
It's like I'm not checking the time, you know. It's like once in a while something will happen and I'll be like, oh, it must be about halfway through the show, and it's like 20 minutes past that. Holy crap.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's flying, it's cruising. They're doing it well. They've done it well for years. Some nights better than others. And this is just you know, a good example of it, you know. Critical Sting, bringing up something interesting here, and then we'll wrap up this evening. Side note: anyone notice more talent getting new themes this week? Was Zaya Brookside? Yeah, it's nice to see that. They actually mentioned that it was a combination of a couple bands getting together, a Simple Plan and someone else. It was like a pop punk kind of theme. And I think I made a comment during the live reaction. I was like, oh man, I haven't listened to Good Charlotte in a long time. That was one of my favorite bands for a while. I love the pop punk bands. Just catchy stuff, you know. I don't know. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I know a lot of these guys are getting on tours together and kind of reliving the old days from like 20 years ago. It's like
nostalgia acts are a big deal.
Yeah, it's like they're not teenagers no more, but they're trying to keep it going. And hey, if your singer can still sing, shit, get out there and do it, you know. That's a big part of it. Simple Plan's doing it. So yeah, thought it was interesting. Always nice to see when it's a band that's getting recognized as opposed to just some generic something you're gonna look up on YouTube, you know.
Yeah.
Good on them. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thanks everyone for watching. This one was probably one of the toughest episodes I've ever had to talk about, just because of the emotions surrounding it with losing our dear friend Paul.
Rest in paradise, Paul.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you, and we'll see you again someday, you know. But thank you everyone for joining us tonight and for sharing the love with us, just like Paul did every time that he was here. And keep that love going, because we love you guys. You know, and be kind to each other in the chat. We're all allowed to have our own opinions. You know, that's another big part of it is, you know, just share your thoughts, but be nice to each other when you're doing it. You know, we don't have to agree with each other. Just be decent about it. You know, so. But yeah, thank you, Alisha, for joining. Bill will be back next week, I believe.
Is there?
I think so.
Possibly.
Crazy man on the road.
To be determined.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So much love, everyone. On your way out, you folks know what to do. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of our content hits your screen. Good night, all. Take care.